Hi everyone, this is May Park. Welcome to another Altenew video tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to create an orchid bouquet card using watercoloring. I'm going to use Oriental orchid stamp set I designed for Altenew. It comes with two different languages, English and Korean. And here are some of my cards I've created with the orchid stamp set. It's multi-layered stamps, but I'm going to use only online images and sentiment along with coordinating dies. This is cold pressed watercolor paper from Orchid that I'll be using for watercoloring. I already pre-cut my paper to save my time. I'm pulling out my stamps from the set and I'm going to heat emboss my images. I have two types of anti-static powder in my hand. This is EK Success Embossing Powder Tool. It's good to use when you want to heat emboss the small area. In this video, I'll be using Inkado Embossing Magic Powder Bag because I'm going to stamp several images on my entire paper. I'm stamping my flower images using Versamark watermark ink. I love to stamp same image multiple times in case I mess up with my coloring. I'm going to apply Ranger Superfine white embossing powder and tap off the excess. Then I'm going to heat set the powder with a heat tool. Now it's time for watercoloring. I'm going to use Peerless watercolor sheets. They have such bright and vibrant colors. This is my own watercolor swatch book. I cut the sheets into 2.5 inches by 2 inches and put them inside of each sleeve along with some watercolor paper for the color reference. I added a sheet of acetate between each sleeve so I can use it as a color palette. I have a jar of water and round paintbrush size 2 and paper towel ready on my desk. Once I pick up some color from Peerless watercolor sheet, I'm going to apply the color to my images for the base coat and add more water to spread the color. Then I'm adding more color for shading. Now I'm going to turn on some music and speed up the process so you can watch me color. I'm done with the watercoloring and I'm going to let it aside and air dry for a minute. I'll be die cutting a piece of white cardstock using stitched rectangle die and scallop frame die. I'm using a frame die cut as a guide for my sentiment and I'm drawing some pencil lines so I know where my sentiment will be stamped. I'm using a Misty stamping tool for perfect placement of my sentiment. You don't have to use this tool if you want, just use a regular acrylic block for your stamping. I'm going to heat emboss the sentiment with white embossing powder. I'm using a small paintbrush to flick away any stray powder from sticking to unwanted areas. I'm using a frame die cut again as a guide for masking. I mask off the outside of the frame with a post-it note. I'll be inking inside the frame using Distress Ink, Twisted Citron, and blending tool. I'll pick up the ink on the white embossed area using a facial tissue. Then I'll remove the masks. I'm going to mount my ink panel on the A2 size top folding card using double-sided tape. I'll be adding my frame die cut on the card front using foam tape. I'm using my T-ruler to help me align the frame in straight. Now it's time to do die cutting my flowers. I'm placing the coordinating dies on my images and secure them with washi tape. Then I'm going to run them through the cutterboard die cutting machine. By the way, I lost my C plate. That's why I'm using some foam pad instead under my B plate. I'm going to build my flower arrangement using foam tape and glue dots. I'm finishing off my card by adding some sequins on my stamped background. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed watching my video and loved my watercolor card. If you like my video, please give it a thumbs up and share with your friends. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with another video very soon. Bye bye.